Hey everyone, this is your DUMC Daily video devotion for Thursday, May 14th, 2020. In the church, over the past couple of weeks, we've been having the same conversations that people all over the world are having right now, and that is the conversation about how do we begin taking steps back towards normal? How do we start coming together again? How do we decide when we are going to reopen the church? When are we going to start gathering together for worship and Sunday school and small groups and children and youth ministry and service projects? What's the best choice for us to make? You're probably having those same conversations among your family members, trying to decide when you're going to go back to restaurants. What camps are you going to sign your kids up for this summer? Are you going to still take the vacation that you've had planned for months? Decision making right now is not easy to do. But as we've been talking about this and trying to make some of these decisions, it's called to my mind a word that we use a lot in communities of faith, and that's the word discernment. And I want to read to you something that Henry Nouwen wrote about the difference between discernment and decision making. He said, "Christian discernment is not the same as decision making. Reaching a decision can be straightforward. We consider our goals and options. Maybe we list the pros and cons of each possible choice, and then we choose the action that meets our goal most effectively. Discernment, on the other hand, is about listening. It's about responding to that place within us where our deepest desires align with God's desire. As discerning people, we sift through our impulses, motives, and options to discover which ones lead us closer to divine love and compassion for ourselves and other people, and which ones lead us further away." You know, there's a lot of choices that we have to make that really decision making will work just fine. You probably don't have to discern whether God wants you to have a hamburger or a hot dog when you go out to eat. I didn't have to discern whether or not God wanted me to take a shower before recording this video. I just decided that I didn't have enough time to do that, and so I put on a hat. But there are other decisions that we make in life where discernment is essential, because we may make a list of all of the pros and cons, all of the cost benefit, everything that we need to weigh and consider to make the best possible choice. But when we discern, when we go to God and seek God's will, we may find that we have a whole different set of priorities and guidances and directions and gifts that God is seeking to pour out on us. We may find that when we go to God, that everything we wrote down our list about this option will lead to greater success or greater wealth or will help me climb the ladder, or this option will lead to more esteem or more power or more influence. We may find that God is showing us that those priorities shouldn't be our priorities anymore. We may find that God is actually calling us to a decision that isn't even on our list. So if you're finding it hard to make some choices right now, if you're finding it hard to decide how to live your life, how to start going back towards a normal life amidst this COVID-19 pandemic, first of all, know this: you're not alone. Everybody is trying to make these decisions. Everyone is doing their best to make choices. But also know this: it may be that you haven't stopped to discern what God is calling you to do. It may be that instead of expanding your pro-con list, instead of asking more people for their advice, you need to stop and pray and meditate and dig down into the deepest desires of your heart and the desires of the heart of Christ. There you may find the answer that you've been seeking. I pray that you stay well, that God will bless you and keep you, and I'll see you again soon.